Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host and game master, Ian Duncan, and I am joined by two virtual presences that are here with me, here with all of us. And normally I would refer to the sides of you, or what side of you each of you are on, but now you are both just directly in front of me. To the left screen, the droid from the void, Jamie Lee-Bonés.
Yes, I am Jamie Bonés, and I play Ello, the modified medical droid.
And to the screen right, the Doug, all limbs for a hug.
Boom, there it is.
Alex Herrera.
Hi, I'm Alex Herrera, and I play Beegax Botano, the Doug Slicer. And I almost said human something. I almost said something completely different.
Who would want to be human anyway?
Boring, yeah. We're boring.
We have to do human all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to do something else. So yeah, with our new quarantined setup, let's jump into our game. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 14, Sortie on Socorro. Beegax and Ello, along with their new allies, Verse and Kreed, planned a risky mission to rescue Verse's comrade, hiding out on an Imperial outpost in an occupied, war-torn system. While infiltrating the Empire's marshaling station near the planet Geoniss, the crew made contact with Verse's desperate friend, a pregnant Culisetto, anxious to get her children smuggled to safety. With Beegax's swift slicing and Ello's medical expertise, the crew were able to implant the young Culisetto eggs in Beegax's own body and transport them to safety to the frontier world of Tatooine. Now, having made good on their bargain with Verse, the two enterprising adventurers hope to enlist the helpful human and gregarious Gran as full-fledged members of the crew of the Way.
First off, let's do the destiny roll.
Oh, I'm in my own home turf this time, so hopefully one light side point. Yay!
And Jamie, since you can't do it from your end, do you want to just have Alex roll for you?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do
I'm
it.
channeling your essence, Jamie. It fell off the desk. Oh, one dark side point.
No! What does that say about my essence?
It's just
infused with the dark
It's
side.
the opposite side of the force. Yeah. It's just dark side.
And then from me on this end, one dark side point.
You liar. Why are you lying?
How about you lie?
Yeah.
Also, you have been given a boon by the wills of the Force.
Oh, that's right.
We put up a little poll on Twitter, and if you're not following us on Twitter, you may want to follow us at Respect the Crit, because sometimes we put up these little polls to see if you want to give a boon or a bane to our PCs here. And the wills of the Force have decided to gift you with a boon, and that is an additional light side point.
Balance.
Balance, yes. Well, not totally, because this light side point has a special caveat attached to it, and that is because it was given to you by the wills of the Force, it cannot be converted into a dark side point once used.
Whoa.
Does it go away after we use it?
Yes, it will go away.
disappears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will
That's
disappear.
so cool.
So, thank you, Wills. Thank you for bringing some balance to the Force.
Thanks for voting for light side, and then all you guys voted for dark side. I'll see you after class.
So our camera pans down into the cockpit of a ship. You are on a light freighter of that seems very old. It seems like a ship that has seen a lot of years on its return journey from the planet Tatooine. Instead of stars as pinpoints of light, we see stars as lines as we're flying through hyperspace. Beegax and Ello and Verse and Kreed making a daring escape after creating chaos and carrying the babies of a Culisetto and delivering them safely. Well, as safe as one can be on the desolate world of Tatooine.
I'll wake up in the I assume that this is like a ugly freighter ship and it's old. Like there's like a normal crew hold, right?
Yeah.
Like bunk beds or something stacked up. Or like I'm envisioning. I know it's a different franchise, but Battlestar Galactica, like the mess room or the regular dormitory for the pilots. It's like this very narrow, but enough room for like a table in the middle, and then all these bunks on the side, something like that. So Beegax will wake up, and as he like moves his head, he'll like grab his side, Criff, and he'll like have his eyes kind of open but squinting, like, and the last thing he'll remember will be the bugs being extracted from him and how painful it was, both mentally and physically. He'll try to mumble something, but he'll force himself to stop. Like he was gonna say something about the babies leaving, but then his better sense kind of takes over. He'll look around and not recognize where he is, slowly crawl out of the bunk. I would assume it's the lower bunk because I don't think Ello would have put him in the upper bunk. he would have just fallen right out and died.
Right.
Yeah. So he rolls out. His feet touch the cold, like metallic flooring, and he'll take a few steps out, almost limping, right? Because I'm looking at my wounds and I'm at 6 out of 12 wounds, so I'm at half HP. And for a second, he'll stop and think like, oh, maybe I should go back to bed. But he'll like, no, he'll point forward, gotta do this. So he'll move into whatever the mess hall or like wherever everyone is, wherever the remainder of the group is hanging out. He'll try to find that area.
Yeah. He walks in and he sees Kreed and Verse are sitting there at this like round table somewhere in the mess hall area in the center, and they are both seem to be watching a holo video from the HoloNet. It seems to be a newscast about the events on Tabro Station, and currently what it's being cast is there is a man, an Imperial officer that Beegax, you recognize immediately. This is Agent Tyron, who is the agent in charge of your program on Malastare. It looks like he has been promoted. You can tell watching this video, like the glee in his voice. He seems to be at ease in front of the cameras and in control.
Beegax will see this, and he'll see Kreed and Verse looking at it, watching it, and he'll just quickly hit it. Like I'm assuming it's like a button on some sort of console, and he'll just hit it and turn it off. Nah, I don't want to hear that Imperial nonsense right now. And he'll like grab his head. Where's Ello?
Where is Ello?
Well, if not there, Ello would probably be looking around. Let's check out this ship. Why not? Ello's exploring.
Excellent. What are you exploring for anything in particular, or are you just like
Supplies.
walking up and down? Supplies. Okay.
Yeah, like med supplies, food for beings that require sustenance.
Well, if you want to flip a light side point, you can, of course, manifest anything that you want to find through the will of the Force.
I don't think it's
I
necessary.
want to find a treasure chest full of credits.
There you go.
You could give me a perception or we'll call it a perception check.
Awesome.
Well, just give me a simple check, so no difficulty, and how well you do will
Okay.
we'll see if you can find anything.
I got 2 little blasts.
That's actually very good. That's 2 successes.
2 successes, yeah.
Yay!
Let's say you find a couple of grenades on board that were
Cool.
that you previously missed. Yeah, we'll call them just frag grenades.
Yeah.
All right, then Ello would probably go back to the common area and put them on the table.
Boom.
We all die.
Yeah. Yeah, they go off.
Yeah, and then notice that Beegax was up. How are you feeling?
Worse than I've ever felt in my entire short life. And he'll look down at his wounds again, and like he'll have more. This time it's more like bruises and scratches and gashes than like blaster wounds. Then he'll look at the surgical wound he has, and notice that it's like scabbing very grossly. So he'll look down at it and then look back at Ello. Your handiwork really did a number on me.
Ello's gonna walk over to Beegax and sort of start to scan him, like twisting him about a little bit to like look, not like aggressively, gently, but like trying to look at your wounds and things. Hopefully, if we can get back, I can get a better look at this.
Okay. Hopefully it's not too long. He'll look at Verse and Kreed. How long we got?
Kreed is like looking at the place where the holovid was playing, and he was like,
I was watching that.
I love Kreed.
And he'll look, then Beegax just looks at Verse, ignoring Kreed.
I imagine she has like her legs crossed up on the table. She like puts them down and leans into the table, and she says, yeah, we're headed back to Socorro. Just a few minutes.
We should park this ship outside of the main city so we don't gotta pay another docking fee.
Yeah, I think I can help.
Explain.
Well, there's another place that we can dock it. It's another city just a little ways away from Vakea. It's a closed city, though. It walled off, and they don't really like other people there. They're really wary of outsiders, even Socorrans. The city's Sajali Sayi.
And it's okay for us to park in this gated community?
Well, I know someone. I think I can pull some favors.
Do we need documentation?
No. And they don't really take credits either. They don't really deal in Imperial credits. They like other things like, I don't know, stuff to trade. Guns, mostly. Blasters.
Ello's gonna walk over and pick up the 2 grenades.
Oh.
And like hold them out. What'd these do?
Beegax is nodding.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, sounds better than paying again, or not paying and getting booted again.
I'm all for free parking.
Yeah, I agree. Wake me up when we get there. I'm feeling a little lightheaded. It's gonna go to the cabin, back to the crew quarters.
Beegax leaves, and we see this light freighter exit out of hyperspace into the area of the planet Socorro through the asteroid belt that separates you from the planet, and you guide yourself slowly, carefully, cautiously.
I have a question.
Yeah.
2 questions, I'm sorry. Who's piloting?
I think it could be Verse. Verse is probably
Verse?
piloting.
Okay.
Yeah, Verse is piloting the ship through space here. What was your other question?
She knows about the pirates, right? Whoever's piloting knows that there are pirates out here.
We mentioned it to Verse, that when we were coming into Socorro, there were pirates.
Okay.
You all go through this asteroid belt versus piloting. Everyone's... I imagine the, like, tension is up as everyone's, like, looking around, waiting for pirates to show up, or looking at scanners to see if there's anything out there. And there is a sort of like stillness, a quiet anxiety that begins to build as you make your way through this asteroid belt. And you come out the other end. No pirates have come to attack, and everyone breathes a sigh of relief until they see a small Imperial cruiser
Oh,
parked
that's worse.
just above the planet. And it wouldn't take too much to put together that there's probably no pirates, because there is this cruiser out here.
Because the Spanish Inquisition has shown up. That's why there's no pirates out here. As, like, we notice there's no pirates, and everyone kind of gives themselves looks of, like, success. Like, oh, okay, we're safe. Beegax has... I brought my deck with me, because I wouldn't leave it on the other ship.
Yes, you do have your deck with you.
He would pull it out and just run, like, oh, I'm going to do, like, a quick scan. So while it's dead quiet, you just hear, like, the keyboard typing. And if I remember correctly, I have my deep scanner on.
Deep scanner?
The thing for the message for
yes.
Yeah. As he's not even paying attention to that, he's still like, oh, let me see what's going on, if there's any, and then he'll, as he's doing something else, he'll notice the red light blinking, and he'll whisper to himself like, oh And then he'll look up and see and then everyone's gaze is still focused on the cruiser. So then he'll he'll look up too, mouth open.
Verse sort of like regards this with wide eyes, and she says, "Oh, this is new."
How many times did the Empire show up in Socorro?
Never.
Great.
And she like looks at Beegax and she's like, "Is this because of us or is this because of you?"
Well, Verse, me is us now, right? We're in business together.
Great.
Beegax will go back to his deck, and then if I can, I don't know if I can, but I want to scan like the news. It's like, why are they here? Like, is there any news of Imperial? You know, like the 1940s, like the military propaganda stuff, like Imperial's on Socorro, our boys in black, you know, stuff like that.
No, you get a lot of hits about Tabro Station and putting down insurgents there. Nothing about Socorro. Like, and it should be noted too, like, this is the cruiser here is, I mean, it's large, but it's smaller than like the Star Destroyers that were out at Geoniss. Yeah, it's still an immense cruiser, but certainly bigger than the ship that you are in currently. But it is smaller than, say, a Star Destroyer that you had seen previously.
Oh my god! So it's like a special, almost tactical in nature. Mm-hmm. Well, Beegax not that. He's smart, but he doesn't know much about military ships. He didn't get those classes. I guess. I mean, I'll try and scan for comms if I can. I don't know if we can, because this is an old ship. Even with my deck, I don't think I can get. It's not going to be that great, I don't assume.
So you plug into this ship. It's like an older interface, and go ahead and make me a daunting computers check.
I knew it was daunting. I knew the minute I asked.
Upgraded, we'll say by 2. So 2 purple, 2 red.
2 purple, 2 reds. Yeah.
Against your computers check.
If you are feeling like the Force, if you feeling like you need the Force.
I'm wondering, how did you upgrade it, sir? Did you use a dark side point to upgrade it?
It is upgraded because it is upgraded Imperial security.
Holy
this is
shit. Okay,
hard to
that's
break.
Not good.
This is hard to crack. Yeah.
Yeah. So
don't get caught.
Exactly. So for story purposes, Jamie, good point. Beegax sees this upgrade, the mechanics upgrade in the real life canon or story wise. That's because the minute he starts to do this, there's like a tracing program or something like racing against him. He's like, oh, Griff, and he's like typing faster, right, trying to see if they can get these comms out.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad.
I know. I never know.
Oh,
I love when Alex rolls, because it's always like I'm always in suspense. Yeah.
5 threats, 4 advantage.
Okay, so 1 threat.
4 advantage and 1 failure.
No, 1 threat, 1 failure.
Yeah, that was bad.
You just see their tracking program like.
Yeah, it's like I'm racing it and it's winning by a mile. It's like.
Yes.
So I have to unplug it. I'm like, and just unplug the thing. But Beegax knows it's too late. Like, he's like, yep, that was a mistake.
Yeah, that's absolutely what happens. So you're not able to get into the comms of this ship and or hear any chatter, and you're almost certain that there's you left some kind of breadcrumb. It's not enough. As a slicer, it's not enough to nail you, but
okay, good.
But you left a trail, and you just hard plugged out.
This is when you roll obligation, boys and girls. Yeah, so Beegax will look to Verse. It's Imperial, all right. Yep.
You get a hail. This is the Imperial vessel Rungomiant. You are entering an Imperial checkpoint. Please send your transponder codes, and please give us the destination of your ship.
He'll look to Verse.
Verse, big open eyes, look to Beegax and Ello, hand blindly going over to the the talk button, basically. Like, we've
Yeah.
got to say something.
Beegax looks at Verse,
Keep him talking. Give me like, I don't know, a minute.
and he's gonna like turn around and just focus on his deck, and he's gonna try and sloppily make some sort of transponder code and paper and documentation because we don't have anything.
And we weren't planning on docking anywhere.
Verse, like, presses the button and says, hello. Just on our way down to planet docking at Socorro spaceport. Like, grimacing at the two of you.
Yeah.
And Kreed, his eye stalks are like doing a like frantic jerking between all of you, sweat pooling, and just really softly you can hear him say,
Unclude all dead.
and she looks at Beegax and she's like, we're not going to Socorro.
And he's like, yeah, I know. And he's like waving her off with one of his free hands, and he's still typing.
And what are you trying to do, Beegax, in the background?
I'm forging some transponder codes and crew manifest. I'm gonna flip the non-refundable force point.
Oh, excellent.
I'm going to. With that, I can upgrade a dice. Yes.
Hell, if you're gonna use this, you won't even need to roll for it if you want to. If you want to use this point
Yeah.
and just fleece your way down to planet.
Do it.
I'm gonna take the fast pass to Socorro,
Thank you so much for voting.
and then he's gonna like finish it up and say, "Okay, Verse, I got it. Tell him we're sending right now."
Sending now.
And he's just go, and he like pushes the button.
You hear just silence on the other end, and then you are clear to land. And everyone like wipes their brow, and the ship tilts down into the atmosphere of Socorro. You cruise in atmosphere above the planet over the black sands of the desert to a city that is sort of like nestled into the mountains that sort of like crag around parts of this desert plain. And in sort of like nestled against them protectively is what looks like a city. Well, it doesn't look like a city. It is a city.
It is a city.
Yeah. Here's vagueness for no reason.
Yeah.
The city itself, it's smaller than Vikea. It continues to have that same architecture about it, and all around it are these high walls and an archway sort of like leading in. There is also what looks to be like a pyramid structure. It's not super big, like it's not like, don't think the Great Pyramids or anything like that, but it is probably the largest structure in the whole city. Verse gets on the comms and she's like, okay, just give me a second, I gotta call in a favor, okay? And she like talks down to someone, or she's like talking to someone. They have a bit of a back and forth, and eventually she's like, okay, we can go in.
Great.
The ship comes down into what looks like just like a flat area of the city, of sort of in front of the pyramid, and it's just like a big flat area that looks like a landing pad or a landing place, like a huge ship parking lot. And the ship settles down, and as it settles, the whole floor, like the whole pad, just like starts to move down, and everything begins to like drop below the surface of the city, and you start to go underground in sort of like an elevator that's bringing you down, some kind of lift, and it brings you down below the city here. There are like blast doors up above that just sort of like close and shut out the sunlight, the red sun, from the atmosphere. And then you're sort of just like in here in this ship place, and there's like ships all over, and people are like working on stuff here. You see like those like sparks of people like doing work and things like that. There seems to be like activity going on in here, and you're like underground in this area. And Versus like, okay, we're in.
Well, I mean, where are we?
Sajali Sai, the city, the walled city. It's where they do, I don't know, modding and stuff, that kind of thing.
So we're safe here, yeah?
Well, for the time being, I think. I mean, I don't think the Empire is coming in here. I don't know if anyone else is looking for you, but
It's not just me, Verse. Okay, we're a team right now.
And he kind of like moves his neck around like he's trying to be serious, but at the same time like come on, hello, we're in this together. Like,
yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I've been thinking about your proposal about joining your crew and stuff, and like, you have a lot going on, and I've got some things here I got to take care of, so...
He's gonna scratch his face.
That's disappointing. Well, offer's always on the table.
He'll look at Kreed.
What about you, big guy?
I'm with her.
Bunch of stupas. All right.
Look, what you did back there, not a lot of people would go to that end. For a stranger, really, you know?
I don't think many other people can do it. We got really lucky, and I figured why not.
And she looks over to Ello. You, Peanut Butter. I don't know a whole lot about droids, but I think you got more compassion in you than almost the entire planet of Socorro. We couldn't have done this without you. We couldn't have helped Adini, and I don't know what's going to happen next, but at least her kids are safe. And I guess I have you two to thank for that.
Well, like I said, we got business to take care of, and we needed help, so... Help begets help sometimes. Not often.
And he'll look at Ello, then back to Verse and Kreed.
It's certainly worth my thanks. It's definitely worth my respect. She points to her communicator and says, if you need to, you can always reach me on here. I can't say where I'll be or what's going on, but if you need to get in touch with me.
All right, fair enough.
Like, yeah, we need this number because we're for sure going to need Verse later on.
Yeah, so you guys all exit here, and no one seems to be like greeting you, or there's no like welcoming committee or anything like that. It seems like the favor bought for this was just to like land the ship somewhere safe, somewhere where you didn't have to pay.
Can Ello look over to Verse as they're sort of coming off the docking ramp and seeing that there's no one really there, is just gonna again hold up these grenades and ask, where should I put these?
She like points to your like, doesn't Ello has like a medical bag or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put them in there. What? Just
But I thought we needed to give them a gift to land.
Not yet, Ello, not yet. If they ask, we'll give it to them, but not right now. Because right now you look like some sort of bounty hunter, terrorist.
Yes.
I imagine that like as we're having this conversation, we're on like these steel walkways, and all these dudes are like repairing spaceships and like putting on guns and engines, and then there's a droid carrying 2 grenades in their hand, like
Just like,
yeah.
What are you gonna do about your ship, if you don't mind my asking?
Hopefully we get out of here. We call in the favor with placebo, get that debt paid, and leave. Give them the number so the Hutt can contact us if he wants us to do a job, but we have another pressing mission.
And he'll look at Ello when he says that.
That's the person you're looking for, right?
yes, we need information to find where we need to drop off our ship.
I see. All right. Well, like I said, no one else would do what you two did back there in Geoniss. So, we're even. I don't owe you anything. But if you need some help with that, just, you know how to get in touch with me.
Sure do.
He's gonna put his hand out to like shake Verse's hand.
She puts her hand out to give him a shake, and they do a solid shake, and then Kreed like puts his big hand out on top.
On top of it.
Yeah.
Beegax just looks at Kreed.
Yeah, that's about right.
I thought we were doing a thing.
Take care of yourselves and buy you a drink when I actually have money.
Good luck.
Thanks.
He'll look at Ello, and he'll motion like, say your goodbyes. Like, hey.
Ella will look at Kreed and Verse and just sort of give like a little salute. Until next time.
See you around, peanut butter. And Kreed just gives a big dumb smile. What did the two of you do now in this hangar?
Well, it is a city, yes.
It is, yes, there is a city above you.
Look for a lift. Get us the hell out of this basement. Well, first, if there's any security measures to take with the ship, we take them.
Ella would probably want to ask Beegax, what are we going to do with the ship?
Well, I don't like this one as much as I like your masters, so we're gonna sell this one. I'm trying to give it a clean title here. Get rid of it. Use the money to pay off the debts, or have Placebo help us, or reimburse us, and then we leave. Figure out where we're going next. We haven't found any information on, what's his name? Kerr. So, finish that up and get the hell out of Socorro. The longer we're here, the worse I feel.
Yes, you do seem to be having a tough time. And they're going to be referencing their side. Like, giving
Yeah,
it
he'll
another
look
look. Like, how's that going, by the way?
He'll look at Ello when they say this and smile.
Yeah, it's not a walk in the park. You're right. It's been a little difficult.
Like, very sarcastically smiling in his big fucking snout. I guess once we get the ship, like, locked down so that no one can steal it, because I don't trust nobody out here, I would suggest we look for some way to communicate placebo. I think would be the best bet.
You make your way through this hangar to try and, like, as you're discussing this, to try and make your way up out into the city. And I think it's like the two of you are like walking up to some kind of lift or something, and the doors open, and a droid walks out. It looks like a really high-end protocol droid, and really well taken care of. But the thing that stands out mostly about it is it has synthetic skin, like, grafted to it, like on the face and hands. It's wearing clothing as well, and
I regret every choice I made.
And it looks at the two of you and says, "Hello, RNA. Beegax, Botano. You have arrived. I have a message for you." And they take out, like, a puck from their robes and turn it on, and a hologram of a small, sort of like mousy Socorran man shows up and begins, like, speaking immediately.
Greetings, Beegax Botano, Lorna, and Vershar. Apologies I can't be there in person, as I would especially love to meet you, Lorna. My name is Jado Jinsel, a member of the Triumvirate. We are what amounts to a government here on Socorro. We have a proposition for you which would require your careful consideration. P4 will give you all the details. I hope you arrive at the decision that will benefit all our parties. We'll be in touch.
That you see this this man speaking to you on this recorded message, and then it goes away, and the puck goes back. This droid that's standing there, they're very their face looks very androgynous with the skin, like the way that it's set up, and they just look at the two of you. "The Triumvirate of Socorro would like to contract you for the elimination of Salto the Hutt, a retired gangster here on Socorro. The method and timeline is up to you. You should know that the Triumvirate has found the deceased body of a Trandoshan bounty hunter aboard your vessel. This bounty hunter was employed by the Black Sun Crime Syndicate, an organization with which the Triumvirate has a business relationship. If you should refuse this offer, the Triumvirate would be forced to hand over the body and any and all information about you and your whereabouts to the Black Sun. It is my understanding that the Black Sun do not take transgressions against their organization lightly. If you inform Zalto of this contract in any way, either through your own admission or through interrogation, the Triumvirate will deny any involvement and be forced to eliminate you themselves. This is a lose-lose scenario. However, if you succeed, a reward of 15,000 credits will be given to you.
Well, I don't think we have a Griffin choice.
No, it seems that you do not have a place in which to bargain from.
Good. It's good to meet another droid as well, with a good sense of humor. Couple things.
He looks at Ello again.
We need our ship, right?
Ello is looking at this droid the whole time, like up and down, because they're so pristine and put together and clean. And
Before looks at Ello too and is just doing a whole scan of them as well.
yes, we would be able to be more efficient with our ship indeed.
Can you, help us with that, P4?
I am authorized to be able to lift the gravity locks on your ship, the Way, also known as the Grey Wing. You should know that if you attempt to flee Socorro, the Triumvirate would be forced to hand over the bounty hunter to the Black Sun.
If we're gonna do this, I'm gonna need all my assets available.
I have a question. Do you plan on using the ship to kill Zalto the Hutt?
I mean,
Yes.
most likely, yeah, it comes down to it, yeah.
That is a bold move.
We're pretty bold individuals.
I believe this is part of the reason why you were chosen, though not the primary one.
What was the primary one, if you don't mind me asking?
You are desperate, and not tied to the Triumvirate.
Wow, these guys got us pegged pretty good.
Is there anything else that you need?
What do you think, partner? We need, some firepower, I guess?
Going against a Hutt is no easy task, so any assistance is necessary at this point.
This seems amenable. You will have to come up with a method yourself. After that, we can assist in the ways that we deem necessary. However, if the Triumvirate feels like you are stalling or deliberately wasting time, this offer will be retracted.
How do you kill a Hutt?
With a ship, apparently.
I've never. Well, okay. The thinking is worst comes to worst, I fly the ship into Hutt's tower or something. We do something crazy.
Yeah.
I
But that's
love
not gonna
it.
Leaf on the wind.
Yeah,
That I love.
Exactly, like some Firefly shit. Guns and armor, I think, are the big thing, right? We need to be kitted out.
Yeah, because we're also down a person. They think
We're down
Verse is
two
still with
persons.
us.
Yeah,
Based on
they
what?
did think. Oh,
Based on what you said, it was for all three of us, so...
it was, and they don't know who Kreed is.
And they don't know who
Alright,
Kreed
Way
is.
to go, Kreed.
So, I mean, should we say that? We're already down a person. We need you to step it up.
No, because then they might go do something to her.
Yeah.
We should just tell her straight up after this.
Okay.
Hey, you're helping us. You're helping us.
We need you.
Yeah. Hey, remember that favor you said? Yeah, we need to know. We'll owe you.
Yeah, we're gonna need some guns, and armor. We're not gonna need too many things. 3 sets of standard issue gear, like maybe a pistol, a blaster,
And, bikes. We need a bike. We need the speedy
swoops.
swoops. We need some swoops.
Some swoops. The desert terrain is very hazardous for my feet.
And if we can't get our ship, we need some form of transportation.
That, I think, can be arranged.
Apart from actually flying a ship into the Hutt, I don't know how to kill a Hutt.
I mean, they're
I
not
assume he's
invincible,
got to
they're
have a lot of security, though.
That's
That's
the
what I'm
main thing,
saying.
they
Like,
got a lot.
there's 2 of us.
Yeah. We just got in his good side too.
I mean, at least he's expecting us already.
P4 is, again, looks at Ello and just, does a bunch of, head tilts and says, "You seem to be, and excuse the parlance, but falling apart."
Whoa. There's no need for name calling here. We've been through a lot. Alright, we've done a lot of things recently. Hey, you know what? Can we get a repair for my friend here? You got a voucher or something?
Do you require an oil bath?
Yeah, I think they do, yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Maybe it can take off some of the wear and tear and restore you to some semblance of your former self, whatever form that is.
Wow. How rude. Poor jerk.
I'd like to get back to business. We need information. If you're expecting us to attack and kill this hut, we need to know where, when, how many, and how fortified it will be.
Yeah, what Ello said. Yeah, all that.
Being that huts are kind of a big deal, where is this guy? Where are we gonna have to find him? And what should we expect when we get there? Like, how many security guards? What are they arming themselves with?
Zolto is usually found in and around the construction of the casino that he is building at the edge of Achaia. The details of his security and what kind of forces are with him are not exactly known to us. This is partly why we have conscripted your services, willingly or not, is to figure out how best to infiltrate and how best to eliminate. We find when it comes to eliminating huts, certainly blaster fire does the trick.
Yeah, that's the story for most organics. And some droids.
That is correct. Explosives, we also know to be effective. Poison, or, as you mentioned, flying a ship into them would likely do the trick.
Yeah, that's an emergency plan. I'm not gonna go straight off for that one, but
I have to admit, that one does sound the most colorful.
listen, P4. Do we have a spot somewhere in this city that we could use as like a planning base or somewhere we could rest our feet? We can't exactly spend time on our ship here.
Is your ship not sufficient for a base of operation?
As long as I got a hard line into some terminals and the HoloNet, it'll work, but I don't know if we can do that from here.
Certainly. That can be provided. You should be able to have access to those things at Socorro Spaceport.
Kind of rubbing his chin again from stress. And then he goes,
Alright, well, if we're gonna be working out of our ship, I need to sell this one.
This ship here, and they look over to it. You know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip a dark side point. This ship here, you mean the Strider's Gambit. This is a ship piloted by Klukal Det. I should know, I have seen it be worked on. It seems this ship is stolen. Rather, you should be paying us to get rid of it for you.
Just my luck.
and he looks back at it.
Let me tell you something, P4. If it wasn't for me and Ello here, this ship would be somewhere drowning in the desert sands. I think there should be at least a finder's fee, a returner's fee, since we kind of, brought it back in one piece and out of the desert.
Roll me a negotiation check.
The West one for our group. All right.
So, yeah, we're going to call it hard.
2 advantage.
Knowing that it seems like this exchange, you're not going to be able to sell it for actual credits, but what would you like to get out of it other than that?
Since we have to go back to Socorro Spaceport from here, I'm going to... Beegax will look at the ship and then realize, if this thing is stolen, I'm not going to get much. And he'll be like,
all right, how about an exchange? We brought back the ship, you give us a speeder bike.
Acceptable.
All right.
Just one?
He looks at Ello and then him.
2, I guess, if it's in our new employer's giving hearts.
I think that this can be arranged. Please, follow me. And they are going to lead you into sort of like a droid repair area. With it, there is, of course, like a place to repatch, redo, and renew droids. P4 will gesture over and say, this should be sufficient for you.
Ello is going to look down at themselves and then look back over P4 and then around the room and sort of like take it all in because this is a lot of parts in here. And they'll just nod and look over to Beegax with some assistance, hopefully. Because I don't want P4 to try to split us up.
Yeah, I'll oversee the repairs. I've been the kind of supervisor for most of their repairs, so...
I assume that you'll be able to find your way back to your ship. If you need to contact me or get a message to the Triumvirate, you may do so through this channel. And they like, I don't know, bring out like some kind of communication number or something for you to be able to like copy into your deck or your communicators. And then they leave.
As soon as P4 leaves, is going to look over at Beegax and just say, however, will we do it without P4?
I don't know, but that was really strange. Skin on an android? Ugh.
He like shudders.
What kind of a freak would do that?
If I ever look like that, please kill me.
Yeah, you got it.
It seems like too good to be true a little bit. I want to take the oil bath, but is there any way that I can make sure that it's just a regular oil bath, I guess?
I can look for you. I can check. I have some mechanics.
Give me do you want to do mechanics or do you want to do perception?
Mechanics. Definitely mechanics. 110% mechanics.
We suck at perception so much.
Next time, whatever the next storyline is, I'm making a like jack of all trades, master of none. That's what I'm doing. I'm not playing the specialist bullcrap ever again.
Make me a mechanics check, average 2 purple.
Ooh, that is a triumph.
A triumph!
Triumph.
Oh, shit.
Wow, nice.
One advantage.
The baths seem to be as advertised. I think with that triumph, though, there's got to be a benefit here to healing this critical wound, if that's what you decide to do.
I was thinking that's what I would use it for. It's kind of a weird place to get a triumph.
Right, I was just thinking that when you rolled, I was like, that's kind of a hard one for... Darn.
Beegax wants to try something since we're in this new spaceport city.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I want to try and hack a bank account so I can steal some credits.
Oh,
I got 3 hours to kill.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So Ello's at the minute Ello that they sit in the oil bath, I'm like, hey, it's gonna turn you offline. And then before I can say anything, I'm like, Ello, and they've already shut down, and they're in the oil bath is like charging up.
Criff. All right, well, I'll be back.
And he goes out one of the doors. It opens up, and he'll take instead of the lifts, there's like in the parking garage kind of stairs. I envision them very narrow, going up to like some sort of exit on the city above.
As you go through, like you notice something about this city. It's mostly humans, and they kind of look at you funny. They know you don't belong here just by you existing here.
Oh boy. Well, as I walk by, I'm be like,
take a hollow pick. It'll last longer.
keep running through, and then he'll find an information kiosk, and he's like,
well, we got time.
and he goes and sits near it. Like maybe there's like a bench or something set up there, and he just like pops open the deck and just looks like he's working. He's using like a worm program, so it's taking from all these different transactions.
That's going to be a pretty hard check to do.
I imagine so.
So make me another computer check. A formidable check.
Formidable.
Is that the first formidable we've had?
I've
This
never
is
had
our
this one before.
I don't
first
think we have.
formidable check. So that's 5 purple dice.
I don't even have 5 purple dice.
Upgrade by 1.
Well, then now I am missing just 1 formidable dice. 1 purple dice.
4 purple dice, 1 red.
Wow.
No. What? Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's a crit,
That's bomb.
and we gotta respect that crit.
Oh.
Adding it all up, 1 success, 1 triumph.
You obviously do this. So how many credits do you think you want to get out of
I'm
this?
not being greedy. Beegax knows.
You should roll for it.
And I'm gonna roll for it. 400 credits total are gone from 400 different transactions, and they're scattered throughout like whatever calendar they use. So it's not all in one line. It's like 5 from this month, 3 from here, 2 from here, as far back as you can.
400's a good number. Let's go ahead and make it an even 500.
Whatever you say, boss.
And you got a triumph here as well.
Maybe the framework for this hack or the slice that I'm using right now is one that I've never really used before. If I can, I'd like to keep it on one of those little Benicio del Toro slice steel things and save it for use for one more time in the future, which I would say mechanically, if I can, equates it to 2 blue. Yeah. It's like a one-time get of 2 blues for a hack. If I'm doing the exact same thing, if I'm like stealing money.
I love that. I think that's perfect. That works. Yeah. A couple of things happen as you download these 500 credits from this slicing worm program. Beegax sitting on this bench in this dusty city, you get a message on your deck as you're using it. And that message is from Placebo.
My friend.
It's just like, Zalto wants to meet you. Go to the casino. He likes to talk, let him. Don't be late. Do not refuse his offer. Still looking for your Bothan friend. More later. And then like a Rhodian emoticon. Winky face.
Oh, how cute. Placebo. Too bad we're gonna have to blow his brains out. I hate Rhodians!
Here's the thing, though. Janie has just put something together that I think Ello would also put together, which is that if we kill Zalto, Placebo will no longer tell me where to find Gur.
Oh, whoops.
So...
Well, we can threaten him.
Well, I mean, I'm not there to get the message, so you know what? I don't know any of this. Never mind.
You're having a relaxing oil bath.
I'm relaxing in my oil bath, trying not to glitch.
So I'll see the message.
Griff, just gets better and better.
And then he's gonna like keep typing, and then he's gonna remember that he got a message from on the Chai Chai channel. And he'll look around. He'll unplug. Once he's done with the hack, he's gonna unplug, right, from the terminal, and then he's gonna read the Chai Chai message to see if there's anything like what did he send basically? What did this alert send me?
It's a message that is encrypted. It's a language, I think, or at least an encryption that you know is Chai Chai, because it's something unique that you came up with together or have together to be able to communicate. And it's real brief. It just says, I don't know if this will reach you. I made it to the Outer Rim, got off Tabro Station just in time. That place went to hell. And then it says, I can't remember if you said Tatooine or Dantooine.
Oh no, Chai Chai.
I was just there.
It's easy to get those confused. Why would they name planets like that? Anyway, forget it. They're on opposite ends of the galaxy, so I'm checking out in the Outer Rim. Gotta go. Hope you're okay.
Oh, that's not great. Well, we're closer to Tatooine, so we might as well check there first. She didn't specify where he was. What?
Pain in my rear end.
The other thing that happens is you see a Lambda class shuttle. It begins to come down into the spaceport, the sort of like the spaceport that you entered from, and lands, and then that surface begins to descend.
He'll fold up the deck and he'll go back down. He'll rush downstairs because he saw the shuttle land. He's like, I gotta go get Ello. Basically, we gotta get the hell out of here.
You find your way back down to Ello. Is there anything? Well, first of all, you can heal to your full amount as well as strain. In fact, Beegax, we'll say that while you're doing this, your strain goes up as well. Now you have a chance just to like rest and chill. Is there anything else that you would have liked or would like to do, Ello, while you're just sort of like in this?
There's one more thing I wanted to do. I want to see if there's somewhere I could plug in and like run diagnostic test.
Yeah. What is the benefit of plugging into this? Is that you're trying to get out of?
Well, because I ran my own myself and it came back fine. But these random things keep happening. So I'm trying to collect some data. Because up until the point of Borsk dying and this whole adventure really starting, Ello was working fine. So between then and now, something has gone askew, and it can't be my initial programming because everything was fine before. So I'm looking to see if there's something that was put in or taken out.
So you can do that. You can plug in here as you're like getting cleaned and everything. Now, droids plug into stuff in a variety of ways. We see like R2 like stick his little prong out and do the little thing. Where is Ello's like plug-in port for this to interact with machinery and such?
I picture Ello sort of sitting down, getting ready, and like literally like unlatching a part of their side, like abdomen area. And then on the side, very familiar to like a vacuum cord where it like retracts in and out, but there's like some tension, so you kind of gotta like yank it out, so she's yanking at this very large, thick sort of like plug-in that coils around inside and would plug in through there.
So give me we can call it a computer check. I think that's what we've been having you do.
Okay.
Let's call it hard, 3 purple, computer check.
Okay.
There is, I am looking at one light side point here.
I don't need it though. I got 3 successes and 2 threats.
You get a definite error message on this diagnostic report. Like, there's definitely something in Ello's programming that does not compute on this end of things. I think it's kind of like in our real world, like computer talk is mostly like zeros and ones and stuff like that. I think in like what you're seeing is there's something there that isn't zeros and ones. It's like 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and like numbers that just should not be within a mechanical being. They do not add up, and it is definitely something that this interface is having trouble like recognizing. It is clearly something that is different about Ello, but it feels like it belongs there.
The bounty hunter protocols, man, I'm telling you.
I think Ello's first course is going to be to sort of save this diagnostic test result so that they can come back to it, because I'm not really sure what any of that means. So maybe when Beegax gets back, I'll have him look at this diagnostics report and see if it looks hacky. But when you do find Ello, they're very relaxed in this bath. Just like totally sprawled out, the droid equivalent of cucumber on their eyes, just totally, this bath is nice.
Beegax rushes in the room.
Hey, we gotta go.
What's the rush?
Imperials.
And Ello will slowly get out of the oil bath and just sort of like let all of the oil just fall off of them and step out and head out.
Yeah, we didn't talk about where our speeders were. So I'm going to assume that when Ello and I leave, we go down to up into like whatever the above ground hangar equivalent is for speeder vehicles, not for ships. I envision it almost like an open garage where there's only like maybe one wall in between like these different little sections that have speeder bikes or land speeders, right? Different kinds of things. And go up to whoever's there and tell them like,
I work with the crime. I work for the mob. I was promised 2 bikes from the Triumvirate, and I'm not leaving until I get them.
And who are you?
I work for the Triumvirate.
Oh, okay. Well, so do I.
he's gonna get his comm link and turn it on to the channel for P4.
P4, this is your new employee. I need my bikes.
He's gonna be very agitated, but also like looking behind him, like I hope the Imperials don't come out to this part of the city.
And as you're like looking around, the two of you see coming through this place is what looks like a couple of stormtroopers. They are seemingly escorting this little black droid about the size of, I don't know, maybe like a rice cooker or something like that, like a big rice cooker. And coming off of the bottom of it with these mechanical sort of like spindly spider arms rotating around is this droid, big like cameras on its face, insect-like, and they're all rotating around. And Then suddenly, Beegax, something goes off on your deck. There seems to be a signature that this is giving off that can be read, that can be tracked. And that is confirmed as you see the Viper droid begin to float towards you, and we're gonna roll some initiative. We see this droid begin to move towards you, and its arms rotate and come out and spin. This catches the attention of these stormtroopers. They look over. Hey, you! Stop! And then it is a PC slot.
Are there bikes right there, though?
There are, yes.
I think we just grab them and run.
Hell yeah.
All right, what PC's going first?
I picture Beegax and Ello sort of, as soon as they see these stormtroopers, they lock eyes for a second, and then Ello is going to immediately start rummaging through their bag, probably a little panicked looking, and is going to grab one of these grenades, go, aha, and then is going to push the button and chuck it at these stormtroopers, and then bolt.
Roll me a ranged light, but in doing so you will need to move away from the bikes a little bit to get this grenade chucked out.
I'll pick you up.
Got
pick
it.
you up.
Okay,
You up
doing
on the
it.
bike.
2 success, 2 advantage. Woo! Ello throws this grenade at this Viper droid that, with such vipery reflexes, catches the grenade and then is like, huh? And then it blows up.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah, absolutely. Its little eyes focus in on it, and the lights just ding, 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 ding. A deafening explosion erupts in this subterranean hangar, and suddenly this frag grenade goes off, blasting in the face of this droid. It makes that hurt droid sound and it spins its the top of its head spins around with all of its ocular sensors spinning all around, and it sort of flies crazily in the air as it tries to right itself from this blast. And then it is a PC slot.
Beegax looks at the guy who's going through data, and he goes, looks back and he goes, Ichuta! And he kicks him out of the way and jumps on the nearest speeder bike.
Ah, hey!
Turns it on, revs it, and I'm gonna move to pick up Ello. So I'm gonna kind of fishtail and go pick up Ello if I can.
Well, let's call that a maneuver, you getting on, and let's have you do a piloting check to be able to fishtail and move swiftly in this bay to try and pick up Ello. That'll be an average check, so just 2 purple.
1 success and 2 advantage.
You spin up around Ello, and this Viper droid eventually rights itself. Its gyros click back together, and I think it's gonna try and shoot. We'll just say Ello here. Oh, just 3 successes.
Just 3 successes.
Just 3 successes.
This thing's gonna hurt too. This thing is nasty.
9 damage.
So up by 3, so 6, yes?
6.
The droid just sort of fires a blaster, and it sparks out as it hits against Ello's newly shined, newly oiled configuration, a speeder bike humming next to them with Beegax on it. Now we come to the top of the turn order, and it is the NPCs again. Imperial stormtroopers level their blasters. They are shooting at this vehicle. Just 1 advantage is all that they're able to get from that. They, like typical stormtroopers, that miss their shots. Stop! Hey, stop! You're not authorized to leave.
Oh, are we not? Are we not authorized to leave?
Authorize these nuts!
It is a PC slot.
I'm gonna hop on the bike.
Boom. Yeah, we'll call that a maneuver. You situate yourself on the back.
Ello is going to pull out this second grenade and look at it for a sec, and then look back at this Viper droid and is going to chuck it back.
Make me another ranged light.
2 successes, 1 threat.
Ello, tell me what it looks like when this droid explodes from this grenade.
Oh boy. I really didn't think it was going to work, but here we go. I didn't. I was like, what are the chances a second time? Ello chucks this grenade at the Viper droid, and the Viper droid catches it again, but this time very smugly, and like is going to throws it back, but it instead ricochets and just explodes in its face.
I love it. It explodes in front of it, sending shrapnel, and knocks this droid spinning down to the levels below, a smoking, smoldering mess.
He's gonna punch it. Classic punching it. He's like,
don't let me down.
Classic punch it.
Beegax will have flashbacks of his favorite pod racers. And I imagine since we're in a subterranean hangar, or at least the upper floors of a subterranean hangar, like, there's all these ramps and these, like, this metallic scaffolding on, like, either end of wherever you're going. And there's these corridors, and there's, like, cargo vehicles moving every now and then, and Beegax is just going through, like, moving past them, zigging, zagging, and, like, he is visibly scared. Like, he's a little nervous, but a part of him inside gets that, like, that speed boner. He's like, yeah, like,
Oh, this is great.
and then, you know, he doesn't have any goggles, so the wind and everything will hit him in the face, and there are people, like, screaming as he's flying by. And eventually, if I can, I'm gonna hit a ramp that leads up and out into the desert sands, like maybe some sort of highway or road.
Make me a piloting check. 2 purple, 1 red. But I'm going to flip a dark side point, so it'll be 1 purple, 2 red.
Yeah, so I'll flip the last one, so wish me luck. Oh, you know what? It was bound to happen.
Despair.
Do we have a respect the crit the other way?
It's a despair and 2 advantage.
We were doing so good.
I knew it was going to come up. I was like, what shape is... Oh, no.
I think that what you described is what happened, and you roll out onto the highway. Beegax, like, looks back, and he's, like, feeling good about all this, and the Lambda class shuttle, like, rises up from the port and begins to chase down the highway, coming down as you run as fast as you can, punching it through the black sands. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crit, Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by giving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It's a simple thing that will really help us grow the show, and we love to read your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter and Instagram. Beegax is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AEHerrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Ello is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find on Instagram @jamielee.bones. I'm Ian Duncan, your GM and MC, and you can find me @idunks on Twitter and Instagram. The original music featured in the show is provided with permissions by a variety of artists and are linked in the show notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to check out more of their work and tell them how much you like the show. The Star Wars role-playing system and books are published by Fantasy Flight Games. And remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you. I think too, there's like a little message that comes up on your deck from Placebo, like, "Where are you?"
Oh, we're late.
Not now.
He said, "Don't be late."
I'm on my way.